So the one that caught my eyes really is about the parents. Children, what does the children need to know? What does the parents need to know? And what does the parents need to convey to the children about artificial intelligence and machine learning? So let's put a timer on and we'll try to do it in a 90-second clip. Or, if it's 3 minutes, that's fine too. So for the parents, I always think about it from the perspective of psychology, right? Because if you think about your children and what they need to know about artificial intelligence, the question that they can ask you and the answer you give, those questions will keep coming, right? But every answer has to have some solid baseline, right? Because you're going to form a opinion in these children about what artificial intelligence is. So if you're answering the question in a vague manner now, over time you will become more solid into those, answers, right? So you really have to kind of start thinking about it right now before the children are asking you about it. I have kids too, so I mean they're not aged enough to ask about artificial intelligence yet, but it forms a perception. Why is this important, right? Is because as an adult, we are seeing a lot of psychological changes in adults because of interactions with things called artificial intelligence. Things that are called artificial intelligence, they're not necessarily intelligence actually, right? Because you call it intelligence and everybody agrees that's artificial, a lot of people call it AI. But think about it from a psychological perspective. Psychological perspective that I will tell you is that Google's large language model developers, Google's Gemini or Google's ChatGPT like, right? The developers themselves were getting confused about, is this real or not, right? Is this actually a being that's behind the scene that's I'm interacting with, and what happens if I pull the plug? Am I a murderer, right? Not necessarily going to happen to you overnight, but when it does, it becomes very confusing, right? It's like it's like because the children have the toys and they see everything with eyes and ears, right? So whatever has eyes and ears, they go after it. But if there's no eyes and ears in your monitor and you're talking to ChatGPT, your brain starts to think about there's some being out there that has eyes and ears, and that's who I'm communicating with. The most famous one is from a few years ago, where a gentleman came out and said, "My Google large language model, makes me feel like it's alive, right? And it has the right to be alive." These sort of things happened with the developer.